Hi, I'm an AI enthusiast who did a lot of courses. I'm a little bit tired of doing only theoretical kind of practice, and I wanted to engage in a Kaggle competition. I'm choosing this rainforest connection species because I think it's quite cool, like the idea of like detecting which kind of a species there are only by the sound of the files without knowing anything about this kind of species, animals, or whatever, because like we don't have any kind of information about them. It's quite cool, and the goal is actually to put, as I said, put in practice what I think I learned during the course of these years, but also learn from others, see other solutions. So if you invest time on doing your own solution on a Kaggle competition, when you read it back, who did win and what they were, like what were the tricks that they used, it's quite cool. And also I was looking for a competition which was kind of like natural data, right? Images, sounds, but what I really don't want to do is kind of like tabular data competitions, because I know that they are complex as well, but I don't know, for me they are kind of boring. I think like what is magic about this machine learning approach is that you want to be able to do what before was only done by humans, and now they are starting to be approachable using machine learning algorithms, right? So the goal will be like I set my own goal, which is kind of like trivial. So I set up my own goal, which is going to be like get top 10% of the competition. Hopefully it's not going to be super hard, but I did it before and I know it's not the easiest thing in the world. We will need to break through some of the obstacles that we are going to find in the path. So let me show you a little bit of the competition itself. I have here you have here some data, and you can see we have two training files, which is a little bit odd for most competitions. So basically our objective is, given a file, an audio file, detect what kind of which species is in the file. I think it's possible that there is two species in the file, so you will see in the sample submission how it looks like. But on the training, we have two training files, because like this kind of like data has been already tried in another algorithm, and you have like true positives, so the things that the samples that the algorithm did classify correctly, and false positives, so samples that were like not correctly classified. And so you can imagine, like in theory, true positive are easier to classify than false positive. But we have all this data, and for each recording ID we have which is the species, sound type, meaning that there is a species that have more than one sound, so you have multiple here, and you have like a with timestamp in the stars, a with timestamp it stops sounding this species, and at which frequency. I could imagine that just by the frequency you might be able to actually check what is there. But nevertheless, let's try this out. Like for example, like the first sample 00E3 3B, sorry, at the 44 second, 003B, 003B, and at the 44. Honestly, it sounds like the same to me. Finally, so here is like an example of what we have to submit. For each file, we have a column. Like for each file, we have to decide which is the probability of each species to be sounding, right? So here is like a dummy example, and I think there is more than, there is 25, because like there is 24 species, right? So that's what we have to do. There's a couple of things that are interesting in this competition as well that I was looking forward to see how we are going to approach it. One is the evaluation. Like they are using this level weighted level ranking average precision metric, which honestly I never use it. So, and I have no idea which loss to use to make it work, but let's see how we can solve that. And that's it. So I'm going to start with this competition. My idea will be like to every week just upload a video with my next steps and what I'm thinking to do and what are the outcomes that I was able to get. And for the next week, the idea will be like I have like a PyTorch algorithm. So the idea is to have like an end-to-end kind of code that is able to submit things to Kaggle, even if it's very naive, right? Like having all the infrastructure to be able to submit the results. From there, let's move on and check what are the next steps to try to increase like the accuracy or the metric and try to get to this top 10%. Cool. Given that, please, if you want to, see me failing all the time and trying a lot of random stuff, because like honestly, I'm a little bit scary about this. Right? I don't know if we are going to be able to get there. Let's see. And if you have ideas on how to solve, please share. I will need all the help in the world. With all this said, see you next time.